Hello. Welcome back to the Small Space Podcast. I am Shawn.
And I'm Trae.
Wow.
Welcome back. We're back for episode 4.
We did it.
And tonight was much easier than any other night we've ever tried this on.
So far.
So far, so good. It was very easy to set the microphones up and test them real quick. The camera was stupid simple for some ungodly reason.
Yeah. Again, so far.
So far.
To
in
be
this
fair,
current moment.
To be fair, last week we started, I think, even easier than this time. But we also had to stop a couple of times. And it took like 3 hours to actually get started.
Yeah, so... Actually, no, I think this one was easier. Because it was click, click, set up, angle ready, record. You know? With the other one, we had to play around with the microphones a bit.
Yeah.
But that's beside the point.
Right.
Let's get into it. Let's get into things.
Let's get into the things. What are we here for?
What are we here for this week?
I don't know. I'm trying to get my brightness to
Get
stay on my
everything
phone.
So let's see. Just to put this out there, just in case you don't know, we're on iTunes now. We're on Google Play Music, on SoundCloud, and also on YouTube.
YouTube.
So you can find us on all 4 of those platforms, and you should.
And we may or may not have video on YouTube.
This time.
We'll see.
We had one.
We got 1 out of 3.
Yeah. So hopefully...
So far, we're at a solid 33%
Hopefully we
success
can bump
rate.
that up to 50%.
I'm going... That's a big jump.
Yep. But by this one video working, it'd be 2 out of 4.
It's in... my phone's in low power mode. I can't keep the screen on.
Ah.
It is a struggle.
You should take it out of low power mode, unless that would kill it instantly.
I don't know how to take it out of low power mode
I do.
without... this is fantastic.
Without what?
Without charging it beyond like 80%. That's usually how it happens. He's helping me out pretty good right now.
There you go.
Wow. All right. Well, that's fun.
Is that bright enough?
I mean, yeah.
Okay.
I'm just getting it to where it doesn't fall asleep.
Gotcha.
Because I set mine to fall asleep very quickly so that the battery doesn't die.
Save battery.
But
you know what?
for right now, I'm fine. Oh, it's already set.
I too was one of those people who did that for the longest time, but I actually read somewhere that doesn't make that big of a difference.
I mean,
like how quickly your screen goes to sleep.
It does, though.
It does, but I don't think it makes it. Anyway, that's
a separate thing.
We can argue about that later.
Yes.
What are we here to argue about initially?
Initially, we're going to argue with Justin, right?
With Justin.
Justin. Via YouTube comment.
Yeah.
So, Justin, hey, I see you there. Justin.
I appreciate you.
Yeah, we appreciate you.
I miss you. Have fun in Cali. He just left.
Oh, bye, Justin. I haven't met you, but probably.
Dope.
Maybe.
Yeah. Heck yeah.
I don't know. I stopped up there twice. But anyway, he says, what happened to the content that the loyal fan base, listeners, whatever.
So if you listen closely, Shawn said, or the next Monday.
I threw that. I anticipated it. Trae says we're gonna have something up this Monday for sure.
I promise.
And I said, how about we say maybe the next Monday, and it didn't work out for this Monday, so this Monday
for sure. Yeah, we're actually.
I said it last week, so it's got to be set for this week.
We're actually like few steps away from finishing it. We just had some issues with the programs that we were using to work on it, but we got them all figured out, and now it's just a few more things, and we're done.
Yeah, so rendering, exporting, that crap was crap.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Premiere Pro is just a really broken program in so many ways. Like, a lot of people have bugs that you, like, question them about on the forums, and Adobe's like, yeah, it's there. And we're like, oh.
Yeah, that's a common thing that everybody has.
I appreciate your help and your customer service. So that's really why I want to buy a Mac, because Final Cut is amazing.
Yeah, I should get one soon.
Yeah, you should.
I mean, I have this one.
Do you want to talk about
the
that?
RAM is not there.
Do you want to talk about that? I mean, we could both talk about jobs a little bit because of me too. I just have to. I just can't say,
We can't say names or
definitely not.
locations.
I'm not going to be specific even with how the job became available, just that it did.
Right.
For me. But go ahead. You go ahead.
Well, I'm just trying to get a job.
Yeah. That's true. You're working on it.
We'll come back to that in a future date, depending
you're at
on
like 67%. Yeah.
Oh, I hope I'm a lot further than that, because I've done a lot of work for it.
That's true. Maybe probably more like 75, considering that there's just a few things left.
Yeah, I'm probably more like 90.
I'm also trying to get a job at the place that I already work, just in a higher role.
Yeah, just moving on up.
Yeah, moving up that ladder. And hopefully, this is my second time applying for it. And the first time I was pretty confident about it, and I was like, heck yeah, I'm going to get it. And then when I didn't, I was like, holy crap, there's a lot more work in this involved than I thought. And now that I did do all that work, I feel a lot more confident. So
cool.
We'll see.
Good luck, man.
I appreciate that. And good luck to you as well.
Thanks.
Hopefully.
We need it.
Yeah, we do.
We both need these things to happen.
It would make both of our lives much better.
Yes, and
it would also make
too many ways.
This podcast better.
Yeah.
Subsequently.
Yeah. For sure.
So let's cross our fingers for that, for you, for us, for everybody.
For everyone. Yeah, man. I told you this isn't on the list. I didn't even tell you that I was gonna bring it up. I didn't know I was gonna bring it up until this moment.
Perfectly fine. We're here to talk about whatever.
We're working on solo things as well.
Yeah, we are.
We're not just doing stuff together. And
we are our own people also.
We do exist outside of each other.
Hardly.
Yeah. If the video works and you're watching it, you can see we are two separate people. We are not one entity.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, intelligent that entity would be to talk to itself.
Like, we would look like that picture I just showed you. half man, other man,
another man.
Oh god.
We should put a picture of that
just
somewhere.
Show it up on the I'll send it to you. I saved it.
We'll figure that out.
Okay. But yeah, I got more stuff because in like the first episode I talked about I had a lot of things I want to work on. I got this, I got my other projects and stuff I'm working on, and now I'm like, oh cool, you know what I didn't have enough of? Those. Let me do some more.
Right. And now you have another.
I'm working on another one, but this one's gonna require. I know what I need to do to. It's one of those things like.
You know what you got to do. You just got to do it.
Well, no. Oh. It's one of those things like what am I saying? It's kind of like everybody keeps saying like, yeah, just start making videos on YouTube. You got a camera on your phone, and yada yada yada, and work your way up. I'm like, yeah, but I know exactly like how to use the things that I want to have to make it happen. That would make it what I want it to be.
Right.
And so I'm like, I'm just gonna wait until I get a little bit of money.
And you can get those
so that I can get those things. It's just a couple of things.
That's definitely how I feel about everything that we're currently doing.
Yeah?
Yeah, in every situation. Like even doing like what we did for what we're working on. Mm-hmm. Like it came out really well and I'm happy with the way it came out, but oh my god, could I make it so much better if I just had a little bit of extra money.
If I had this.
Yeah. Like
we talked about like buying equipment and stuff last week too. And it's that
it's going to be a reoccurring thing because I always think about it and I constantly look up what materials I should get next. I think the next thing I'm going to invest in is more sound panels and new microphones.
Yeah.
Not that these are bad in any way.
Oh, no.
But with other microphones, we'd be more capable of like other things, especially for using like phantom power because then we can set all that up properly and yeah.
So for me, it's phone.
Yeah.
Because my phone is going to double as my camera for a while.
Who knows how long.
You know, I mean, for everything I'm gonna do, I probably won't need I'm not gonna get like that fancy.
And I mean, to be 100% honest, phone cameras are getting really good.
Yeah.
You can put some pretty damn good things out with phone cameras.
So I'm looking at, when I get my new phone, that'll be my camera. Right. I've needed a new phone, regardless.
Yeah.
For those that want to know, I'm using an iPhone 6 that has 16 gigabytes of memory. I don't know if you know this. They don't do that anymore for a reason. It's not enough.
It's not enough storage.
Not enough storage for anything. No. I'm constantly delete. I haven't updated the software. I think in like 2 updates because I don't have room for it.
Are you using iOS 11?
I don't think so.
You should definitely upgrade to iOS 11 if you haven't, because
I don't have room.
Because if you make room, it halves your photo size. So however many photos you have, it literally halves your size in storage.
I have like 7 photos.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm on 10.2.1.
Hey, you could jailbreak if you wanted to.
I don't know that I want to do that. Let's just look
How many photos do you have?
Wait 1 second. Where's my storage? Storage, and we're gonna go to this. And I deleted a lot the other day, and my photos. Yeah, my photo app is like not even showing up because it's so far down on.
What holds the highest number of things?
My texts.
How many gigabytes do you have in text messages?
600 megabytes.
Oh.
And that's the highest. Yeah.
What the heck is taking up so much storage then?
My text is the thing. It's what takes up the most.
But
I know.
How much free space do you have? Okay, we'll talk about this later because I'm going to get way too invested in this and I'll be talking about it for...
Well, maybe they care. I don't know. Anyway.
Maybe.
I'm not going to look it up. So, new phone. That's one thing. Primarily. That also, the charging port is broken and I don't want to invest in like fixing it at this point because I know I'm gonna get a new one real soon. Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
Everything, that's the plan. So that, for me personally, but also for us, I want one of the shotgun mics.
Yes, that's the next thing that I'm buying for anything.
Yeah. And that's like the main thing. A little bit of lighting stuff, but mostly the camera and the mic. Well, and software. I don't have any software anymore. I used to do videos and crap all the time.
I think you can use mine.
Well, yeah. I just mean
no, I mean like you can sign it on your computer.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't
we should
think
probably not.
Well, I don't think that it has like a number.
Well, it's just a second device. That's all.
Well, it'd be a third, but I don't think it has a number of licenses because it's on my laptop too.
Gotcha.
But I mean, I would gladly disable it from here if that meant. Anyway,
we'll see.
We'll work on.
We're not plotting anything. Don't worry.
No, it's not a plot. It's more of a conversation.
So yeah, and that's what that's kind of like the minimum that I want is the phone, the software, and and the mic. For like before I start my thing that I have started playing.
But it's in progress.
Yeah,
both of us.
I've got like. I am very detailed on this one for some reason, and I know like my shots. I know exactly what's gonna happen. I've got it all like storyboarded out, and I've got like scripts written and everything. And I'm like, oh, I guess this is the thing I'm doing now.
We should probably start doing that for
probably
other things as well.
Yeah,
we'll get there.
It's fine.
Yeah, we'll get there. You know, it's a progress, but we're making progress, and that's the thing.
Well, I like to like start as low as it can in quality sometimes, so that like we automatically like, oh, they got so much better,
right?
Like with the podcast.
Yeah.
What was it? First two episodes kind of the same. Third one was like, bam.
Yeah. It was like, oh wow.
Well, actually, the second one we had video, so that was better. Cans. But we kind of go up and down. And, and
hopefully, episode 4 will be like, woo, hello to everything.
Hello to everything. Wow. Fantastic. So here's something I got to talk about. Which one was it? The first week or the second week? I think it was the first one.
That we did what?
It was. I think it was the first one. Where we talked about the targeted ads.
Oh yeah.
If you've been following, keeping up, if you remember that, we tested targeted ads. Like whenever you talk about something around your device that has a microphone that's always listening for that kind of stuff. Yada yada yada. Very controversial.
Picks it up. Right.
Blah 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 blah. We talked about that in what we use camping and tents and Best Buy and Amazon and
we were talking about like, camping supplies and tents. And
we talked for a while. And at the beginning of the episode, close to the beginning, and then at the end we checked our phones to see if
anything was there.
Anything came up.
Right.
And to this day, nothing's come up for that. However, you and I were together.
We were.
Yeah, we were together in here. And we weren't doing anything recorded related, so there's no documentation of that part. Right. But we were talking, and I asked.
I legitimately forgot their story, so I am just as
it's a new story for him too. I asked, hey, do you like the middle part of the brownie or the edge?
Oh
right?
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
And I said I like the edges.
Right. I like that hard
because
piece
I like that texture, right? And so I said, so do you like brownie brittle? Because brownie brittle is
brownie brittle.
Betty bought some butter, bought some brownie brittle, and I was like, I like that. That stuff's like little crunchy chips of chocolate. Come on.
Yeah.
So good.
How can you not?
How can you not?
Sponsor us.
So it was like, sponsor. Thanks. Any brand.
Anybody, please.
So how long after that? Was it like the same night?
I'm pretty sure it was.
I think it was a couple hours later. On my phone, I had a brownie brittle ad. And then I didn't even tell you when I got home. When I got home, like that night and today, I've seen it like every day since then. Oreo, they have like Oreo thin.
Oh yeah,
things. I'm like, that's not quite the same, but I
it's-
feel like it's the same.
It's borderline, and that would be something recommended to people who might eat those as well. So
yeah.
and
so I'm like,
definitely targeted.
I don't think I've looked it up.
You got
on my phone.
targeted.
You got targeted. Welcome to You Got Targeted. This time on You Got Targeted, brownie brittle.
Brownie brittle.
Come back next time on You Got Targeted.
Imagine just like a what was that material that's real thick that they wore back in like the 70s?
Corduroy?
Yeah, and like a big thick caterpillar
I like how
mustache.
immediately I knew what you were talking about.
Yeah,
I shouldn't have.
It's because everybody knows. Like I could have been like that one jacket, corduroy.
That one that's like,
everybody
bloop, bloop,
ever
bloop,
would have been
and
like,
it's thick.
oh yeah, that's corduroy for sure.
Corduroy that nobody wears anymore ever.
Right.
And then there's that hipster guy that that's like, oh, I'm not
It's
saying that
whatever.
it's just everyone knows that one hipster
Everybody
guy.
has
It's
that one friend
I have
that's
a
like-
nice corduroy suit.
Yeah, it's just a thing. Like it's whatever.
It's like, yeah, it's 2018. Get it in check, man.
Yeah. People.
So apparently targeted ads are real.
Yeah, definitely. I would agree with that.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen way too many cases of it like being more true than not. You know.
Yeah.
So
I'm skeptical to everything, but
yeah, like I'm already curious of anything anybody ever says about anything. But yeah,
That's a lot.
There's proof of that. For the most part, somebody could be like, "Hey man, you could die tomorrow," and be like, "Oh, thanks for the heads up." And like all day, I'm like,
nah.
probably not. And then I'm like, did that guy almost hit me? Like, I'll be driving across the street to work, and I'll be like,
It's like, man.
maybe I am gonna die today.
It's like,
And then I get home and I'm like, I'll go to sleep.
it's like he really just put a hit out on me. So it's not like he knew,
Yeah.
some like supernatural
Right.
knowledge or
He
whatever.
just hired
was
somebody
like,
who did a shitty job.
it was his job.
right, and he just didn't do it.
And so you're like, yeah, of course he was wrong.
Right.
Because he's just a crazy guy.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, man. Where are we going from here?
Tangent.
What a tangent. You asked me some questions earlier, and
Pretty
I was like,
weird.
we're going to wait.
Pretty weird questions, to be honest, but let's go for them. First one. This one's gonna be the one that you'll probably hate me for, but I think it's
I'm not
fair.
going to hate you for it.
So, okay, I've been using this app Waiter recently.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah.
Like, I think me and Kristen used it 3 times in a matter of 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
And it's fabulous. I love that people can bring food directly to me and I don't have to go anywhere because I'm lazy and right. So the question is like, how much do you tip that person?
Mm-hmm.
And my answer, which is going to be awful. No, it's not zero. It's not zero. But I'm thinking like, I'll give you like $3. Because in all honesty, if you think about it,
Mm-hmm.
most cars get like 19 miles a gallon average today. Most of them.
Mm-hmm.
So me giving the amount of money it would have taken you to drive here and back to bring me the food, I think would equate to a good tip.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what I tip people. It was like $3.
So,
But I wanted your input on it because you drove for Uber
yes,
for a bit.
I did.
And I like, how would you have felt if somebody would have tipped you like $3? Which I mean, I'm sure it happened, but like,
Well, okay. First, let me start by saying, like, I've always been super against. I don't know how to word it. I never wanted to work in the service industry, the restaurant service industry that I am now working in.
Right.
It just happened, but working on something else. Don't worry. I never wanted to be in that just because of the whole like
what
you
it
get
is.
paid
It sucks
$2.13 an hour.
to do
That is less than minimum wage, and
to do some pretty grueling work. To be
Yeah.
honest, like it kind of sucks.
so you get that, and I just know from my experience of knowing people in that industry
Mhm.
is that a lot of them are like I would see several different people frequently post like long rants
Right.
on Facebook about this person didn't even tip me, and I did
Right.
blah 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 blah. And I get like your base rate is
Trash.
garbage.
Right.
If the tip is like that big of a deal, you definitely need to find like something else,
A different job,
a different industry that has like more regulated like
Pay share or pay
or
period.
anything like that.
Right.
That being said,
Mm-hmm.
I'm in one of those jobs now, and I'm like,
Right.
because of that.
Right.
Well, not because of that. Mine's a little different.
A little bit different, but understandable.
But with Uber, it was you get paid a little better than you would like in a restaurant industry, like base rate.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't
Like
know.
it's not much better.
It's not much better.
Okay.
But and that kind of depends on like
Where
you
driving,
are,
yeah.
how often you're getting rides,
Right.
if you have to drive to a more populated area
To drive.
so you
period.
got that cost, and then driving around, maybe getting rides or not,
Right.
that kind of thing. So you're like wasting money that way. So you're losing a lot in the time that you're like looking for things,
Potential
looking for
people.
places and
Right.
people. And yeah, a tip is nice, but if I didn't get tipped, I wasn't mad about it because I
Right.
got paid decently enough
Right.
from
That
the
it was
fare
okay.
that I was like, all right. But so you said what if I got like a $3 tip, how would I feel?
Yeah.
So that depends
Mm-hmm.
on basically how long of a ride are you talking?
Like, okay, so I equate it to like how long it would take them to bring me food. So if they're like in Tyler, at the most it would take them to get somewhere. I'm assuming they live in a pretty central location if they're trying to get to a lot of food places.
Mm-hmm.
It would take them maybe 10 minutes total to get the food and bring it to me.
Yeah, usually if it was like 10 minutes, I would expect on my personal end,
Right.
no tip.
Really?
Yeah.
See, so I went to Dallas a couple times for work, and both times I was there I took an Uber just because I didn't want to drive in Dallas traffic. I didn't want to waste my gas. And both times my ride was like 8 minutes maybe, and I tipped them $3 both times.
Yeah.
Just because
nice.
I felt like that was fair. Like
Yeah.
if you're using your gas to come get me and take me somewhere or bring me food, I should pay you at least what you used in gas to do it.
Yeah.
I think that's fair.
And for delivering the food, it's hard to tell. But like if you're riding in the car, then a lot of it you can base, on your experience,
Right.
How they treated you,
Right,
and all
very
that kind
true.
of stuff. And so I always like fought for tips because I was like, I will take them, but I'm not going to get mad if I don't get one.
Right.
And my record, I have all 5 stars.
Nice.
I've never gotten less than a 5-star rating.
Right.
I had a few people comment on that because you can see my profile and they're like, oh, wow, 0 non-5-star ratings. I was like, yeah. And tips were just kind of here and there. I got a couple of
Pretty good
decent
ones.
I say decent, like a $10 tip was pretty much the biggest one I ever got. And I was
Right.
like, oh, okay.
But that's not bad.
And that was from the biggest tips, surprisingly,
Uh-huh.
were from like millennials and younger.
Right. Like the youngest people.
And I'm like, oh, because I 100% wouldn't expect you to tip.
No, definitely. And
Especially for like some of them were like super short rides, and they would tip me like, because they get like the base fare, which
Right.
is like $5 or something that they have to pay, and they would pay like a $5 tip on top, and I was like, oh wow, that's two rides for you, man.
that's like,
I
I feel like that's fair for me.
would get irritated because some people would like talk up themselves and be like, oh, I'm a really big tipper, blah, 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 blah. I'm gonna give you a really big tip, and then they don't. And I'm like,
here's
just,
a quarter,
I'm like,
bud.
just
Don't spend it
don't
all in one
mention it.
place. Yeah.
Like,
That's not something that I think should ever be
because
talked
now
about
I hate that guy.
in any industry. Like if you're getting a tip from someone in your job, don't ever talk about that amount.
There was only one time that I expected a tip. Even that was one situation where they said, we're gonna
tip
give
you
you a
real
big
big."
tip, and da, da, da. And we had it was a fun ride. They were
Right.
drunk. I picked them up at a beer festival
Oh,
and took
cool.
them to another bar at
So it
like
was
2
like
a.m.
chill.
Yeah. And that was fine. But
Right.
they were like, we're really good tippers, and I was like, yeah, whatever.
And then you tipped me.
I didn't
nothing.
say yeah, whatever, but I was like, yeah,
You're
sure.
thinking you're like, okay, sure you are.
But there was one time that I kind of expected to get a tip of some kind, at least.
Right.
So I went to this neighborhood in the mountains where the houses were lined with mansions, and it was late, and I pull up and I tell the people, hey, I'm here, and two, we'll say like middle-aged couples come out, and there's clearly some form of a party. I think it was like, from what they were talking about, like some wedding, something or other, and pick them up. And the entire time, they're talking about that relationship and a bunch of like scandalous stuff in there. And I'm just kind of minding my business, but listening, because I was like, this is interesting.
Yeah, like might as well.
Either that or how much money all of them have because they're all so rich.
Right.
That's not how they were saying it, but
it might as well be. You could understand it by the conversation.
They had like the monocle and the top hat and basically.
Right.
And it was like a 40 minute drive.
Wow.
After I picked them up and took them into downtown.
So a significant distance.
Yeah. Took them into downtown. I made them laugh sometimes, and they had fun, and then I left them alone when they were talking.
Right.
And it was a
good ride.
I think I gave good service and dropped them off at their hotel, and I didn't get anything. And I was like, you seem like the kind of people that would
tip, yeah.
And that was the only time that I ever like, oh, they're gonna tip me.
Yeah, and then they didn't.
And I was like, let me just not think that ever again.
Yeah.
And that was like one of my last rides too before I moved away.
That kind of sucks though.
Yeah.
Like a ride that long, I would expect something. Yeah. Like
the thing is, so this is in Denver where I was driving, and the airport in Denver is not in Denver. The Denver airport is like on the other side of Aurora. And I lived way on the other side of Denver from the airport and way south.
Right.
And so if I had a ride from there to the airport, it was like an hour. And almost always they never tipped me for that. I was like, I don't know. We already had to pay, however much, $40-something for this ride. So I don't know if that's the mindset or whatever, but
probably so.
And I never like expected it. I was happy to get those because that was a lot of money and a lot of time I didn't have to spend finding other rides.
Right.
So
to loop that back in, a $3 tip would have been like,
yeah, $3 tip would have been like, hey, cool.
Right. Thanks. All right. Cool.
Yeah.
So maybe I'm not an asshole for thinking that way.
No.
Okay.
Most people don't tip.
Right.
In the Uber.
So anything is appreciated for the most part. Okay. Well, that makes me feel a little bit better about it then.
Yeah. And it's also like newer for Uber because they wanted Uber drivers to not accept tips at first. Because it was only, if you got tipped, it was in cash because they didn't have it in the app.
Right.
And then they started adding it last year. And that encouraged tipping.
More people.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Well, cool. I thought I was an asshole, but I guess not.
No.
So my second question.
You're good. Yeah.
Definitely the other end of the spectrum here.
Let's go.
So a friend of mine told me that he was talking to another friend of ours about a dream that he had. And apparently, in this dream, he was being chased by a cheetah and was eventually caught. And when the cheetah went to kill him, he just let it happen. He didn't fight or anything. And so I then proceeded to argue with the friend he was telling about that story about whether you should just lay down and die or fight. In my mind, I'm thinking like, okay, this is a wild animal that is much bigger and stronger than me. There's not anything I can do at this point, so I might as well just accept it. And he's like, no, man, I'd be kicking and grabbing and do whatever I could, but I don't think it would matter, you know?
I don't know. I might not have a lot of faith in the attempt, but I mean, it's gonna hurt either way. I might as well go down swinging.
I just think at that point, like, what are you gonna do? Hit it one good time and then just piss it off even more, and then now it's gonna eat you alive? Like, I just think I would just be like, whatever, dude, kill me, just kill me. If you're gonna attack me, just kill me. And maybe that's morbid to say, and I'm just a terrible person.
And I assume you're talking like you don't have
you
on you like
are
no
just
weapon or,
like you have your phone,
like you're just walking,
and a cheetah comes out of nowhere and just straight.
You're just walking in the savannah.
Yeah, and then next thing
in
you know,
the
you're
range
being
down in
pounced
Africa,
on.
and a cheetah comes out and says,
just pounces.
"What's up?"
Yeah, let me slide in them DMs.
Rawr. Yeah, I mean, I'd probably try something, but I'm sure I would fail.
Maybe
because of who I am as a
being
person.
Morbid and awful, but I think at that point I'd just be like, well, I had a good one.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
You're like, let me just position your things like
I was like,
whatever they are, like right into my carotid.
As long as you just kill me,
yeah,
I don't care. Because
that's the thing. They probably wouldn't.
For the most,
that would be your
yeah,
luck.
that's the thing. Like they would just eat like the bottom half of me, and I wouldn't like.
They would hurt you a lot.
Yeah.
And leave.
I think at that point I would just like find a way to kill myself. Honestly.
Yeah. What about? Did you ever see 127 Hours? Or hear about that story?
I heard where he had to like he had to eat his arm off, right, or cut his arm off.
Cut it off.
Yeah.
What would you do?
I would cut my arm off.
You cut your arm off?
Yeah.
I don't think I could. I would try, and then I'd get to the point I'm like, I can't do it.
I mean, I got to think about it like, in that situation, it's me versus nature in a sense of where I do have a better chance.
Mm-hmm.
Versus that cheetah, done.
I got you.
If it's me versus something that I can control to an extent, that's a little bit different.
I'm thinking about the movie right now, and it's making my teeth hurt.
Like, I'm sure there's going to be some kind of cybernetic arm enhancements within the next 50 years.
Yeah.
And if it's that big of a deal and I really want my arm back, I'll just
they already have some stuff pretty advanced in that way. They're getting to science is crazy. It's all witchcraft. I said that before. I've said that before on this podcast, and I will say it again on this podcast. I've said it in a lot of ways. Science is 100% witchcraft.
It's just insane.
Don't even care.
Like the technological advancements that are being made currently are mind-blowing.
Yes.
And
perfect. So
I think the biggest name around that, to me at least, is Elon Musk.
Absolutely.
I'll let you go first because you seem very chipper and eager about this one. So
that's because Elon Musk is daddy.
Yeah, he's a pretty swell guy. I'll be honest.
Yeah. You say swole or swell?
I mean, probably a bit
probably
of both.
So.
He's probably a big dude. I mean, he is a big dude. I don't know if he's like ripped, but he's a pretty big dude.
I don't know. Anyway.
I wouldn't mess with him, but
everything he does, I'm like, let's go.
Yeah, if he were like, hey, let's all go to Taco Bell on Tuesday, I'd be like, I'm going to Taco Bell on Tuesday. I don't know why, but
like 100% Tesla, like all of it.
So
I want the cars. I want the solar shingles.
Speaking of,
yeah,
you know that I'm car shopping currently, or like looking into new cars.
If you tell me right now,
so Model 3
that you are gonna buy a Tesla, I just hit my pop filter for this.
Model 3s start at $35,000, and with the one thing that I would want to add, which would be the autopilot,
yeah,
it's 40. Which, if you're looking at a car, it's not that expensive.
Yeah, it's not. You're gonna get one before me.
I really am considering it. Now, the only thing I don't know is how much actual like space I have, because that's the thing that I'm wanting a bigger car for. Is the space.
Space for what kind of space?
I mean, whatever.
Like
I might
storage, like trunk space?
Yeah.
Well, you got like 2 trunks.
That's true. And I don't know if you watch it, if you've seen MKBHD's video about the Tesla Model 3.
I think I did actually.
I'm 99% sure he puts 2 full-size suitcases in the back trunk.
Yeah.
In the trunk, not the front.
Yeah, I think space is not a problem.
So now it's just a matter of like, how do I go about doing it? Because I think you still have to have that $1,000 pre-order, or if you can even pre-order them or order them now.
Yeah, I haven't checked in a while.
Plus, I don't know what would need to be done so that I could charge it here, or if I can even do that in an apartment complex. Is another thing that I haven't looked into, which I'm sure you can.
Yeah.
But I just don't know how you would go about doing that.
We're getting there. It's the future.
Yeah. So those are the next 2 things I'm looking into. But if those are possible, it's very probable.
I'm just really happy that he doesn't like. So most people are like, okay, but logistically, in order to do that, in order to have all these electric cars, like we'd have to totally redo blah 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 blah. Yeah, let's do it.
Fine.
Don't just say like, oh, we can't because this is how it is. Yeah, we can change things and make them better, and we don't have to stay the same forever. I know
evolution.
I know, like if things work, cool.
Yeah,
great.
but what if they work more efficiently?
Get it better,
right?
And,
yeah, I just think I would love to own one, and
I want the X because I'm an SUV person.
The Model X is super nice,
not because of the doors.
For me.
Like
that's
like
cool,
the biggest thing is that
but that's not what it is. It's just a really nice SUV.
Even though they're like super,
It's just perfect. It's just
parks. I think it was like what 8 inches, 6 or 8 inches away from the car next to you, and it like opens totally.
Yeah.
All the way. And but not because of that, but because I'm an SUV person. I can't be low to the ground. I get car sick real easy, and so.
See, what's weird is I'm super tall, and I don't like driving things high off the ground.
Yeah.
Like, I often ruin my tires.
Yeah, you are a long boy, and I had a hard time getting out of your car today.
It's very difficult. Like, there have been many times where I've had to drive my dad's truck because I couldn't drive my car for whatever reason I screwed it up. And every time I would drive it, I would feel like I was in a tank because it was so much bigger than my car. And I don't necessarily enjoy it.
Yeah.
And it may have just been because it was a truck and maybe an SUV or a crossover would be more my speed. But
yeah, I was going to say, I haven't had, like, SUVs necessarily.
Well, I mean, your car is basically an SUV. It's listed as an SUV crossover.
Well, yeah. Mine's listed as a hatchback. My old one was an SUV, but they were very much like
similar,
smaller forms of an SUV. They weren't like
I've liked both of them.
They weren't like full Escalade kind of.
No, nothing that big, but
and I mean I don't have an issue with those.
No.
I looked at those when I was buying this one. But I just really like this car.
That's just my biggest thing. Like, I just want to be able to get the most space for the most money. But I also am thinking if I can get a Tesla, why not?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Because, I mean, who do you know that owns a Tesla?
A couple of people.
Really?
Denver.
Oh.
Yeah.
I meant here.
Here? No one.
And so, but not even that, just like taking the cost out of... I need to see if it's more efficient. Like, if for me personally, I spend less... charging the car than I do buying gas for my current car.
Part of it, I think part of the issue is like we're still in. It's
like a very
Tyler's
early
a bigger
phase.
Area,
but it's not that
Longview
big.
kind of is a little big.
Yeah, we got some stuff,
but they're still pretty rural
compared to the rest
areas.
of the world. But
because again, I was saying I was in Denver and I saw them all over the place.
Right, but with things coming up later in life. It
whatever
may not
happens.
necessarily be an issue at that point.
Regardless of whatever we have talked about, I want to end up in a bigger place anyway.
Definitely.
So, and of the few that I have in mind, they would be those kinds of places.
Right, where I'd be able to charge my car everywhere.
I also want a house.
Yeah, I mean...
That's a separate issue.
That's a whole thing. I definitely want a house. Yeah. Like, I was looking at them the other day, and I was like, I wish I could just evict myself from the apartments and get a rent house. Because it'd be cooler to have a rent house, I think.
Yeah. No, I mean, I want a house.
No, I agree, but, like, I can't buy one now.
So I can't either, obviously. I can barely buy food.
Yeah, I know, like...
It's a struggle.
I was thinking to myself earlier, I was like, I really don't want to go home and eat ramen again. And I was like, I have chips.
I have chips. I can just eat chips.
I hate that broke realization.
We're on like that college student brokenness level, and neither of us are in.
I'm kind of in college.
Well, yeah. I mean, that like full time.
Oh yeah, no, I don't go to school.
Stereotypical
all day, every day.
Yeah.
And do nothing but school. I could never do that.
So we got Tesla.
Yeah, we got Tesla.
I'm obsessed. We got SpaceX, which I don't even know what they're planning or what they're trying to do.
I don't know enough about that.
They just shot another rocket off this week. I'm like,
but
cool.
Keep doing what you're doing.
I don't know, like, how.
Support it. I support it.
I get like space. It's kind of like an area that I haven't looked into this at all, so get ready. Space is like an area that I guess you can't claim. One country can't, because we have these borders that don't exist because we made them up because we're humans and we have to do that.
Right.
And so like, if this guy's like, oh, I want to shoot a rocket into space. So
no one can say you can't do that.
Once he's up there, it's like, oh, I mean, he's not up there,
but the people that he's sending.
And so I'm like, I don't even know. He wants to do some crazy stuff.
I'm all for
that, and I don't know enough about
right?
it. Huh?
Mars by 2020.
Mars by 2020.
That's what he says.
Yeah,
I believe it. I'm really upset.
2020 so soon. Oh my god.
It's 2 years.
I'm over here thinking, in 10 years, 2020.
It's 2 years from now.
2 years. Oh my god.
You know what else blows my mind?
What?
That they're sold out of flamethrowers. I'm very upset.
So, do you know anything about the Boring Company?
I know that
Elon
Musk
make flamethrowers.
Owns it, and they make flamethrowers.
So, one day, Elon Musk is sitting in traffic.
Oh wait.
Hey Elon, if you're listening to this,
I do remember that.
I'm gonna mess up your story. He's sitting in traffic, and he's like, "Traffic sucks. I wish we had like a tunnel system to travel through.
So that things were easier and they flowed better.
He made the Boring Company because boring, like boring holes, but also that's a hilarious name, and he knows exactly what he's doing.
Oh, he know what he did.
And that's kind of what he wants to do with the Boring Company. And then he's like, oh, by the way, let's make flamethrowers because I can under the Boring Company.
Yeah.
It's like, what's that have to do with boring? He's like, nothing.
I mean, I guess you could technically bore holes in anything with fire.
No, I mean, not anything, but I don't know.
Most things.
Depends on how hot the fire is.
I was gonna say, it just depends on the temperature.
Yeah, they're sold out, and they were so affordable.
They were, affordable for a flamethrower. $500.
Yeah.
And he sold 20,000 of them.
So fast.
And it was just to further fund his tunnel project.
Yeah.
Which was perfect, and I can't wait until people have them so I can watch YouTube videos about people using them.
Elon is the billionaire that the world needs, but not the one that it deserves.
Definitely not.
We don't deserve him. He's way too good for us.
Yeah, he is. I think he's a cool dude. And Elon, if you ever see this, holla at your boys.
Holla at your boys. I tried to work for Tesla.
Really?
Before I moved back because they have a location, a car location up there.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to go work for them, and it's all like sales and stuff, and I'd never done that. And they were like, nah, and I was like, okay.
Yeah,
I wouldn't have hired me either, but that's not the point.
Work for Tesla, that'd be dope.
I wrote like an essay about like how much I love Tesla and and they were like, yeah, still no.
That's sweet, but
and I'm like, all right.
No, thank you.
But yeah.
He's just a cool dude. He's got a lot going for him, and I'm 100% for it.
Yeah. And like it doesn't make sense. I don't know how solar panels work to begin with, but he's got the solar roof shingles that look like shingles and not like electronic solar panels. I'm like, why isn't other people?
Yeah, like, do you know how much that could save a lot of? Oh.
Well, not even that. I just mean like, why haven't other people been able to like make it look like natural with the house?
I don't know, dude. I mean, why?
Like, that's not a problem. Like how regular solar panels.
I mean, just think
anyway.
about it. Why is no one else manufacturing a car like Tesla does?
Yeah, because the oil industry, and
it's just so advanced.
And when you control the money, you control.
Well, that's true.
You control the world.
You better be careful.
I don't know. I'm not going to be here next week.
I don't know what you're talking about.
He's like, I refuse to take part in this.
I put gas in my car and I drive it.
I do too. And like most of the world.
Yeah.
That has cars.
I'll keep buying gas until I'll keep buying gas. I will always buy gas. You heard me say it.
You heard it here. Fingers crossed.
Someone help us.
Okay.
Okay.
You have a new phone.
I do have a new phone. It's new-ish.
Yeah.
So for those of you who probably don't care, I was a long-time iPhone user. I've had an iPhone since iPhone 5C.
Oh.
Yeah.
Since then?
Yeah, I had iPhone 5C.
I've had one for a lot longer than that.
Yeah, you have. Well,
my first one was 3G.
See, I didn't have a smartphone. Well, I guess I did have a 3GS. I had an iPhone 3GS. And then I upgraded to a Galaxy S4. And I was like, I don't like this. So then I got the iPhone 5C. That's how long I had the 3GS for. From the time 3GS until 5C.
I don't remember how long I had mine.
But I had the 5C, and then 6S Plus, and then I had the iPhone 7 Plus. And then I got the Galaxy Note 8. Just because I wanted to switch things up a little bit. I was kind of disappointed.
You mean like right now?
Yeah, now I have the Galaxy Note 8. Mm-hmm. I was a little disappointed that the iPhone looked exactly the same except for the iPhone 10, and it was too expensive. And I know somebody's going to be like, but hey, the Galaxy Note 8 isn't cheap either. You're right, it's $849, but I got $200 off, so it was $649. So $649 compared to $1,000 starting price, I'll take $649.
Yes.
But rant aside, I've been using the phone for about a month now, and I was like, I wonder how I would feel using the iPhone. So I popped my SIM back in my iPhone for 10 minutes, and then I took it out.
And then you ruined my life for 2 days.
I ruined Kristen's iMessages got screwed up because of it too.
Okay.
Yeah. And so did another friend of mine, Aaron's, because where I messed up was I was like, allow my number to be used with my iMessage again. And so then anytime you texted me, it would send it to iMessage. But it wouldn't send it to my text message, so I wouldn't be getting it on my phone.
And I would always try to hit it, as it's sending you. If it like takes a while to send, you can hold it down. But it was going so fast, and once it sent, it didn't say like resend as text or anything. It was just copy or more. And I was like, so I had to shut off my iMessage if I wanted to text.
Sorry for ruining your life for 2 days.
Yeah, thanks.
But I hate it. I just hate it.
You hate the
I hate iPhone. Yeah. I mean, I don't hate it. Like they're still wonderful. They're great and they perform well. And for when I used it, I never had a complaint with it, honestly. Yeah. But there are so many things that I think Androids do better. The biggest one for me to overlook was the display, because you're looking at a much higher resolution screen over there. Plus, it's a lot bigger compared to the iPhone 7s display or iPhone 7 Plus display, and I just couldn't get over that. That was the biggest thing. The other thing was that I got so used to using the back button and the gestures that Android has as compared to the iPhone ones, I was thrown off by it, which was the same when I switched primarily to the Note 8. But it's one of those things that you're just like, I don't want to worry about learning it again. The one thing I do miss, though, and I think it's the one thing that anybody will agree if you use an Android phone coming from iPhone, is iMessage.
Oh, yeah.
That blue bubbles is a real thing.
I miss you having iMessage, too.
Just because we'll be having a conversation and we'll, start 6 conversations because we can't keep up because we don't know when the other person's typing.
Yeah.
So, for all of you app developers out there who probably won't ever hear this, please make one universal texting app for everybody where you can see read receipts and delivered messages and all that fun stuff. Thank you. Sincerely, everyone, everywhere.
Sincerely, everyone, everywhere, for all of time, starting with smartphones.
Right. But I do like the Note 8 more. Now, if the next iPhone comes out and it's mind-blowingly amazing and they do a lot of updates and there's, I guess, more control over it, then maybe I'll consider switching back. But I think that's my biggest thing, is being in control of everything. And that may be, again, a personal issue, but I enjoy that I can make my phone screen look completely different one day. Right now, my launcher looks like a Pixel 2. It looks like Pixel 2 XL because I think that's the cleanest looking background and icon pack and everything set up as far as Android goes. But if tomorrow I wanted to look like my Samsung, I could just switch it back and it'd be no big deal. So nice. I like it for that.
That is not important to me.
No. And to a lot of people, it's not.
Yeah.
That's just I don't give a care. I'll just rather have this because I know how to use it and it's much easier to contact these people. So I'll keep that.
Yeah. I switched to a Galaxy 3 years ago, I think. And I hated that. I only had it for a few months. And
They've come a long way. I had a Note 5 for a week. So that's why I didn't really talk about it, because I didn't really have it long enough to say anything. And it was my least favorite phone I've ever owned. But Galaxy Note 8, I don't know if it's just that my taste has changed in things, but it's quick, it's responsive. One thing that I do is I have a widget on my phone screen that keeps my calendar updated. So today, I had planned that I had something to do for Kristen, and I had something that I had to go pick up. I had to go pick up my prescriptions today. And so both of those things showed up on my home screen, and I knew, oh, hey, I need to go do that. And on my iPhone, I'm sure I could have reminders set and then go to the reminders app and check it. But having it displayed right there on my phone screen every time I unlock my phone was wonderful and beautiful. And that's, for me, something that I liked.
I feel you.
The S Pen is my favorite thing, though.
Oh, yeah.
Because I said originally I don't use it a lot. Now I use it all the time. I write down anything and everything that I can think, and I love it. Most of the ideas that we talk about when we make it to the final cut are somewhere written on my phone. And I just love it.
Well, that's good.
I'm
glad you like it.
I'm glad too, because I was really worried I wouldn't. And then it'd be a whole thing of man, I just spent $800 on this phone that I definitely don't like, and now I have to pay for it every month. So
yeah. When I get my new one, probably gonna stay with my iPhone.
I don't blame you. I would.
I think I'm gonna go to 8 Plus.
I would say I would go for iPhone 8 Plus just because the iPhone 10, being discontinued and whatnot.
Yeah.
You want to touch on that for a second? Do you know about that?
Well, yeah. You were working on something over here, and I was listening to that video. I don't know if you heard, where they're talking about they're gonna cancel it, and that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, it does.
I can't believe they came out with it at the same time as the 8. because that just spreads out
Yeah.
their
Sales even more.
Mm-hmm.
And I think
because if they didn't have the 10, all of those people would have gotten an 8 or an 8+.
Right.
All of those people probably would have gotten an 8+.
Right. And I'm going to be a bit...
Which was like, what, 18 million sales? So 18 million more sales on an 8+.
Something stupid like that, yeah. I'm going to be a bit hypocritical for a second because I was just hating on how much the iPhone 10 cost.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that was its biggest downfall.
Oh, yeah.
But I do think that phones are going to continue to get more expensive.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're putting these more premium screens and cameras in here and you can only manufacture them for so much, you're going to want to make your markup somewhere. So they're going to get more expensive, but I think that it's a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because now, like, I think iPhone 10 was the first phone that's going to break into that. It didn't do good, and that's obvious. And I think that it's going to do better in the next iteration. But I think as phones advance, like if we're getting better cameras and better displays and better processors, and these computers are becoming more powerful, then yeah, it makes sense to pay more money for them.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah.
I don't know. Bit hypocritical.
Yeah, I mean, for the camera alone, like, compared to
the iPhone
a multi-$1,000 camera that would get similar
like
results.
It's insane on how well you can make video look from these devices or look on their own.
Mm-hmm.
Like some of the stuff that we've looked at through my Note 8 has been impeccable.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just, I love it.
Yeah.
Cameras are good.
Stuff's getting fancy.
Yeah, it is. Very quickly.
I just need money so I can like take part in it.
Right. So please watch our podcast.
I keep my please watch the podcast. Please like and share and do all that other stuff.
Like, share, comment. If you're listening on iTunes, you can leave a review and we will read them. If people leave them.
We will read them. We'll read them here.
Yeah.
For on an episode.
On the podcast.
If you leave a comment there, if you leave a review, I will read it.
Yeah.
Or Trae.
We'll read it.
We'll share the reading
we'll talk
times.
about it.
If there's more than one, we'll trade off.
Yeah. We'll read as many as you guys can put out for right now.
Yeah. Which was like, what, 7?
Yeah. 14.
Oh, that'd be nice. But yes, please review. We'll get to that later. Small Space Music Club.
It's time for that.
It's time for the Small Space Music Club.
I don't remember who went first last time, but...
It doesn't matter.
I want to let you go first because I'm curious to see what you thought.
You want to let me go first? Okay. I had... I almost said small space. That's us.
Front porch step.
Front small porch step.
Front porch step
space.
aware.
Front porch step aware.
Yeah.
That's who I had.
Yeah.
Cool. So, yes. I listened to that album in its entirety.
Mm-hmm.
It was like 2 songs long.
There's some sort. Wait, it's not that short.
No, not. I'm not talking. I'm not talking length.
Oh,
who hurt him?
So.
Well, I know at the end. Well, it sounded like A, somebody hurt him.
Yes.
B, he's in love again.
Yes.
C, somebody died.
Yes. Okay.
And well, just hold on.
Okay.
So basically, I was like, oh, this is song number 2, which sounds a lot like song number 1.
They do all sound similarly.
Saying all of the same things with different words as he did in song number 1. And I'm super mean and critical about stuff like this. You're like, yeah, you are. I'm picking that up.
I liked the album. I liked it a lot.
That style is just like, the guitar was boring and irritating to me, honestly.
All right.
Like after a while, I was like, this noise is just still going.
I agree that some of the strumming patterns are very basic in that song, and it gets in that album, and it gets very repetitive.
Yeah.
But I like what they're playing, if that makes sense.
No, I didn't like what they were playing either.
Okay, well then.
I was like, technically, it's well written.
Screw me. Then,
1451.
Okay, so you didn't like it.
Well, hold on.
It sounds like you didn't like it.
Well, no, I didn't like it.
Yeah. You can give your star rating.
No, I'm not gonna. There's no need in that.
No,
I don't know. I don't know where I would rate it on a scale.
You disliked it that much.
No, I'm just saying, like, technically it is well written. He sounds fine. He sounds like somebody, some other group I can't think of. There was one song that made me think maybe it's Dashboard Confessional, but I don't know that much of them either. to know that, and so I don't think that's who it is.
I don't even know who it is in the first place.
So. He did have a couple of lines, and like I think it was like the first and second song, or early in the album. He had a couple of like lyrics that I was like, that was funny, or not funny, but like
clever,
and I was like, I like that.
Okay.
But then the rest of them are like, oh, I'm so sad because I'm really sad.
Well, okay, so there was a whole like mess situation with this person he was with. Like, he was dating this girl who was substantially younger than him. Or I think he was 19 and she was 17. And whatever state it was in, she wasn't old enough for consent. So he got sent to prison for statutory rape. Mm-hmm. So that sucks. That's what he was sad about.
Yeah.
He did fall in love with someone new. And if I'm not mistaken, I don't know if he ended up with that person or not. And then it was either his grandmother or I think it was his grandmother that died. Mm-hmm. And so that screwed him up too.
Yeah.
But I like their album. Now, they have another album that they released after he got out of prison.
God, please don't give it to me.
That is way different. Like, I listened to the first song, and I was like, this doesn't even sound like the same band. But I won't give it to you. Okay, so you hated it.
Well,
it's fine. It's okay.
Basically, for me, as like as a musician, a writer of songs.
Oh my gosh.
I can't write songs about my life. Mm-hmm. I'm just like when I hear like a pop song on the radio or something, and they're just like, oh, we broke up and you suck, and
there you go.
Songs like, see, it's
there you go. We've already got our first single.
Yeah, we do.
We broke up and you suck.
We broke up and you suck. So that I'm like, yeah, we have so many of those,
right.
And I'm sure like for you, the artist specifically, that has way more meaning because there's a lot of specific things to you.
Right, there were a lot
of
you're just
time
periods that happened.
Sentences,
right,
in a different order,
right,
that other people have said, and I'm like,
right, gotcha.
So
I understand.
So that's like my issue in general.
It's understandable.
He sounded fine. He played well. It was technically well written. In the scope of music theory, he didn't break any of the rules, which is fine.
Anyway.
Don't be so mad.
I'm not
just being honest.
I'm just trying to gauge where the next piece of music I give you will fall. Mm-hmm. Like, that's why I want to hear your opinion first, so I can be like, okay, this is definitely different than the last thing you listened to, which this album very much is, and I don't know if you'll like it as much as I do. You probably won't, but that's beside the point. So I had Demon Days by the Gorillaz.
Yes.
Which I have on CD at my mom's house, and I've listened to it before, but it's been a very long time, so I revisited it, and I absolutely loved it.
Right.
It was so musical and beautiful in certain parts that like you wouldn't expect. Mm-hmm. Like, and then there were some parts where you were just like, wow, it's really cool. Like, I can't put them in a specific genre, but whatever it is, I love it, and I wish there was like I want more of that type of music. That was dope. Yeah. So I give it like an 8.5 out of 10. Honestly. Oh, nice. Yeah, it was a really good album.
That's probably pretty good. You got to save the 9s and 10s.
Like,
yeah. So for that one, I remember back in the day we had, I think it was DirecTV. Mm-hmm. I haven't had satellite in a very long time.
Right.
But when we did, we had DirecTV, and they would have on the pay-per-view channels like concerts. Mm-hmm. And there was one, it was like free, I guess. I don't remember. I watched it a lot because it was on for however long.
Right.
And every time it came on, I was like, oh, there we go. It was Demon Days from start to finish. And it was such a cool concert.
Show.
Yeah, it was a cool show. And that was the first time that I'd heard the whole album.
Right.
And I don't think at the time, because I was very young, that I don't think at the time that I realized that it was just one album. I thought it was just like a concert that they were doing the most on. Right. Because they brought like every guest artist, every guest vocalist that's on the album and everything, all of them were at this concert. And it was very visual and everything.
That's dope.
That's them as a band and performance, not just the album.
They have a TV show now, don't they?
Oh, yeah, I think they
do. I
don't know.
I think they do. I'm pretty sure they do.
I feel like that sounds right.
I'm 94% sure that they do.
I'm 40% sure that they have a TV show. There's a 40% chance they have a TV show.
Yeah, but anyway, I very much enjoyed the album.
And they just, I like them because they cover a lot of like genres more or less. Like I feel like I say that a lot.
But like it's true. There's so many different things, like different elements that they bring into those songs that it just, It's great. I've been listening to that and playing Stardew Valley, and it's been
Nice.
insane.
Um,
Speaking of, if you haven't played Stardew Valley, play it.
Yeah, I've played it. He knows I've played it. We're talking to you. If
I
you
have
haven't
been
played Stardew Valley, play it. Shout out to the Stardew Valley developers.
I have spent probably 20 of the past 48 hours playing Stardew Valley.
Yeah, every time I text you, you're like, I'm playing Stardew Valley.
As soon as we finish this podcast,
You're going to be playing Stardew Valley.
I'm going to be playing Stardew Valley. Most definitely.
Absolutely. I'm so ready for co-op. Oh my God.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
We got my friend Hannah. She plays, and she's also like waiting because as soon as it comes out, like we're all playing together.
Yeah, I'm going to get Kristen.
Or however, I don't know how many people they're going to let on one.
I'm sure it'll be
game.
4. I'm sure it'll be 4.
4?
That would be the maximum that I would think. I would assume.
Sure. I have no idea.
I've been telling Kristen about it, and she's been getting hella excited because that's like right up her alley.
The last I read was like within the past month that it was like supposed to be the first quarter of 2018 that they released the beta for it, and I'm like, you got like a month and a half left on that.
Yeah, that's very soon.
But I haven't looked it up since then, so
we'll
I don't
look
know if
into
it's been
that,
pushed back or anything.
And we'll talk about it next week. Not that you guys care, but we care enough to. You might care. I mean, I know a few people that I think watch this that play Stardew Valley.
Yeah.
So
it's just a fun game.
Yeah. You know what's great to put on in the background while you're playing Stardew Valley or any game for that matter?
The Small Space Podcast.
The Small Space Podcast.
Small Space Podcast. So for this week, I don't know what I want to give you. I'm not gonna go weird. Last week I said I had something in left field. I don't want to do that to you yet.
Okay.
I'm gonna do it eventually, but I'll save it.
What I'm giving you is something pretty familiar. You've listened to other things by this artist, and you may have heard this album specifically.
Okay.
But it's my favorite because I feel like at this point in time in this person's life, it was very expressive of who he was then.
Cool.
So it is Acid Rap by Chance the Rapper.
Cool.
I love that album. It's very all over the place in some spots, but then in some places it's very mellow and chill. It's just a good wide array of things. Mm-hmm. I love it. So
sweet. I think what I'm going to give you is kind of like mostly a pretty chill album by a girl named Aurora. Mm-hmm. And the album is All My Demons Greeting Me as a Friend.
All My Demons Greeting Me as a Friend.
Yeah.
By Aurora.
I only listened to it on Spotify, and it's like a deluxe edition with like 17 tracks.
I'll find it
I think
somewhere.
only like the first 12 are the main.
I'll probably listen to the whole thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
I think you'll dig most of it, at least.
I mean, I'm pretty open to most music as long as it's not country.
Right.
Well, I mean, I would even give older country a shot more than I would like stadium country.
Yeah.
You know.
I got you.
But anyway.
All right. So listen to our music with us. Not our music, but listen to the albums with us that we have said.
That we're doing.
Let us know, and we'll talk about what you said. If you let us know
comments or concerns or questions or any type of feedback at all, we appreciate it. Period.
Yes, we are streaming again. Let's cover it. We're streaming on YouTube, obviously, because that's
where
the easy one.
Go. Yeah.
We're streaming on SoundCloud. We're streaming on iTunes. And we're streaming on Google Play Music.
So if you use any kind of like podcast app on Android, which I use Castbox, you should be able to find the Small Space Studio podcast in there. Mm-hmm. If not, you can always listen to us on SoundCloud, but we've made sure that you should be able to find it.
We will include the links in the box below.
Yeah,
wherever. If you're here from YouTube,
it'll be in the description.
In the description.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
Because it's not. It's gonna be. There's gonna be a link in the bio and the subscription, so we just say description.
The description.
Well,
that sounds like a questionable term.
It does.
Are you biscriptual?
Only when it matters.
Like, do you believe in the teachings of both God and Satan?
Or is it like, would it be God and Satan, or would it be more like a Christian faith and like a non-Christian faith if we're going from scripturals? Because I don't know, God and Satan do. That's a whole thing. I could talk about that for too dang long.
So yeah, listen to us on any of those things. Leave a comment,
platforms.
A comment or a review on iTunes.
Talk about things. Talk about us to us.
Yeah, and
Watch out for Monday.
Watch out for Monday.
Hopefully, we'll have some.
Did you ever see that movie on Netflix? Watch out for Monday.
We'll probably have something up on Monday. Granted that we get everything finished
there is
tonight.
A 40% chance
There is a
we will
40%
have something
chance
up on
that something
Monday.
will be up on Monday. But we will be back on Friday for sure.
We'll be back on Friday.
Podcast.
We're doing great.
Yeah, we
High
are.
five. Yes.
We're doing pretty damn good.
We're doing pretty
about
good.
that.
We'll see how much I can keep traveling to you soon, though.
Yeah, who knows?
I was told today I'm probably going to die in my car because of the tires. But
That's a different thing too.
That's a separate thing.
Anyway, it was nice. I enjoyed it.
I did too.
We'll see you next week.
Bye, guys.
Au revoir.